Hey, guys, welcome to Vanquisher. In this video we discuss part 5 of Naruto, The Vanquisher. Chapter 5, The Reality. We see a boy being chased by a mob of men, and everyone in the village can recognize him in a single glance. He was Naruto. The mob couldn't get their hands on him. One of them said, "I think we can't catch him at this rate." Naruto then turned to them and told them that he needs to leave for the time being. While going, he said that they continued their little game some other time, and he said goodbye to them and left the place. The mob was out of their minds and they were so frustrated with the outcome of the chase. In the past, they could have caught him very easily and vent their anger on him, but now it was like they are after an endless chase. Naruto then left the place and reached a training ground. Jiraiya was waiting for his arrival and he was carrying a wooden box with him. Naruto walked towards him and greeted him with a high smile. Jiraiya then handed him the wooden box, then said, "I will be out of the village for some time. I want you to continue your training and everything that you want is inside this box. I will be going now and you take care of yourself." Naruto then took the box from Jiraiya and after he left the place Naruto went to the academy. He was early and there was no one in the classroom except for him. He then opened the box and saw a scroll related to sealing techniques. Along with the scroll there was a small package inside the box. Naruto took the sealing scroll and opened it to find a bunch of storage seals inside. There was a note from Jiraiya saying that it may take years for him to return from the mission. In the note, he mentioned that all the sealing techniques that he knew are in this scroll. "By the time I return you should master them all." Naruto unsealed one of the storage seals and there was a bunch of scrolls that contained several sealing techniques. He took one of the scrolls and sealed all the other scrolls into the storage seal. He started to read about the sealing technique. It's time to start the class and everyone started to come and soon all the students were in the class. Iruka came to the class and started the lessons. They were boring. Naruto was reading his scroll and others were minding their businesses. Time passed by and it was evening. Everyone left to their houses. Naruto also went to his house and he saw the mob of men waiting for him. He walked in front of them and soon the never-ending chase started on the streets of Konoha. Naruto was fast in evading all their attacks and running through the busy streets of Konoha. The chase went on for 2 hours and all the men were tired and they stopped chasing Naruto. After his evening training, he went to his house and he was drenched in sweat. He went to take the bath and by the time he came out the dinner was prepared. He ate his dinner and went to sleep. His house was secured with a lot of seals. He was sleeping on his bed. As he was sleeping he went into his mindscape and walked towards the nine-tailed beast. The fox looked at him and said, "It's been a long time since you visited me. What is it you want from me?" Naruto then said, "I want to talk with you." And he asked the fox, "Why do you mindlessly attack humans in the past before you became their constant prisoner?" Kyuubi then said, "Boy, you have no idea what human nature is. You have only seen very little. You have not faced the evil in the humans. If you see it then you don't ask me this question." Naruto then asked, "How long have you been living in this world?" Kyuubi then said, "I have been in this world for a long time. I have seen lots of humans born and die." "Then can you tell me your story? I want to know more about your past." Kyuubi then said, "Why do you want to know my past?" Naruto replied, "I'm your Jinchuriki and we both are destined to live together until my death." Kyuubi then said, "Boy, your answer amused me. I have been sealed into 2 people before you and none of them have asked me about my past. You are the first one to not fear me and talk to me like someone you knew for a long time." Kyuubi then said, "I will tell you my past." Then turned into his human form and walked past the sealed gate. When he stepped outside of the seal then suddenly all his chakra started to drain and got absorbed into Naruto's body. In the sealed house Naruto was covered in a cloak of wild chakra and inside the mindscape, Naruto was going through a lot of pain. Kyuubi saw him and he couldn't understand what is happening. Suddenly Naruto fell to his knees and he was unconscious. The night passed by and it was very calm in the civilian district, but it was not the same on the other side of the village. Naruto was awake and he walked towards the bathroom, but he felt something uneasy with his body. After he got dressed he went to the academy. On the way, he faced the same old hateful glarings, but today they're somewhat intense. He didn't care about that and walked towards the academy. But when he reached the academy the gates were closed. He then looked at the notice on the wall that says the academy will be closed for today. Naruto then went to his favorite place in the village. After a while we see Naruto eating ramen noodles that the old man of the Ichiraku ramen shop made for him. Naruto was happy with the food, and while he was eating a dog-masked anbu appeared beside him and handed a letter and disappeared with a leaf shunshin. Naruto opened the letter and read it very secretly after that he burned it with a small fire jutsu. After completing his ramen he went to his house and then disappeared in a shunshin and appeared in front of an old man in a dark room. Naruto then looked at the old man in front of him and asked Grandpa, "What is it that you requested for my presence so urgently?" Hiruzen then waved his hand and out of nowhere 5 anbus appeared from the darkness and surrounded him. With a signal from the Hokage, all of them attacked him at once, but he escaped from the attack by substituting himself with his clone. The anbus started to attack him non-stop and Naruto was dodging their attacks with ease. The squad leader then signaled all the anbus to coordinate their attacks. They followed the order. The attacks were more intense and they aimed directly to his vital spots. They didn't expect that he can dodge their coordinated attacks and they were shocked by his reaction speed. Hiruzen then said, "I have permitted everyone to kill him." Everyone stopped in their tracks and looked towards the Hokage. They were all in shock, but then followed their orders and now they are attacking to kill him on spot. Naruto was faced with an unthinkable situation and he can't kill them, but if he doesn't kill him then they will kill him for sure. He was dodging their attacks, but he was not invincible. While he was dodging their attacks he was also getting injured by their lethal attacks. Soon he was overwhelmed by their attacks. He was unable to decide to kill them. The dark room gave an advantage for the anbus and Naruto was unable to see their attacks properly in the dark. The tides of the battle were turned in favor of the anbu squad. Naruto couldn't stand the might of the Hokage's anbu squad. Soon his defense was broken. He was severely injured with their coordinated attacks. Hiruzen was watching everything from the darkness and he was disappointed with Naruto's performance. The fight was stopped and Naruto was at death's door. Hiruzen then ordered the anbu squad to leave, except for their leader. The leader then took him to the hospital and Naruto was in pretty bad shape. He was bleeding from all over his body and there were many sword wounds along with broken ribs. The hospital staff was scared to see the condition he was in. Soon he was shifted to the emergency room and they started to patch him up. After patching him up he was taken to the resting ward. The anbu who brought him to the hospital was guarding him by hiding the shadows. Naruto was now in front of the large steel gates in his mindscape. Kyuubi then said, "Hey kid, have you seen what happened to you because of your naive mentality? The world you see is an illusion. What happened to you just now is reality. To sum it up for your puny little brain, today's friends are tomorrow's enemies. You should decide for yourself, if not you will be killed by the people who you trust the most." Naruto then fell into deep thought and was now outside of his mindscape. The next day when he woke up he saw the anbu with the dog mask standing in front of him. Naruto then looked around and he found himself on a hospital bed. The anbu then came to him and said, "Naruto, Uzumaki the Hokage will visit you in a while," after informing him about Hokage's visit, and then he left the room. Naruto fell into deep thought and he didn't notice the time. After an hour Hiruzen entered the room. Naruto looked at him and greeted him with an expressionless face. Hiruzen then went and sat on the chair beside the bed. He then said, "Naruto, just listen to what I have to say and after that, you can decide." He then said, "Naruto, I have lived a very long life and fought many battles. I have been in the front lines for 2 great ninja wars and commanded Konoha's forces in the last great ninja war. I have been taught by Lord First and Lord Second. They both were my mentors. I have also fought alongside them and I have lost both of them in war. I have seen the 4th Hokage from a very young age. He was a talented shinobi. He worked his ranks up to and made a name for himself on the battlefield." Hiruzen then said, "Naruto, you have the kindness of Lord First, elemental control of Lord Second, exceptional skills in different styles of fighting, and talent of Lord Fourth, but you lack resolve to stand on equal footing with the previous Hokages." He then said, "As you noticed, the anbus just followed my orders because they were meant to follow the orders given to them by me. If I ask them to kill you, they will kill you without a second thought. That's the reality of the world you are in right now. Even in this kind of world, some friends help each other in times of need, but they're hard to come by, and not everyone close to you isn't your friend. Naruto, this is my last and final lesson to you. The world you live in has an unbroken rule that is on a battlefield when you put your life at stake to protect what is dear to you. You should prepare yourself for worse in a battle. The person you confront on the battlefield may be a friend of yours, but if he is an obstacle to your goal, you should be ready to strike him down without hesitation. Naruto, the world you live in is that kind of world. The reality is either kill or be killed. If you understand what I said, then make up your mind and meet me after a week. The decision you make will prove your worth as a ninja. Naruto, I am not telling you to kill, but be sure to know who is your enemy and don't be overconfident in yourself. Be careful while planning or in making any decision. That's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, then please do share, like, and subscribe to this channel for more videos.